Hey, welcome back. It's Matt with MJ Gabel, and this is the Gabel Report. Long overdue. I know. Long overdue, and I apologize. Today is April 4th, 2025, and we've gone through the first quarter of the diamond industry. So we've got a lot to cover because I think the last video I posted was maybe 7 months ago. As I'm looking at my YouTube channel, it was actually posted, about 7 months ago. So I apologize. A lot of you guys have messaged me saying, hey, now would be a great time for an update. And I have unfortunately not uploaded a lot of videos because yes, we have been extremely busy. So I'm thankful for that. But obviously you guys suffer because you don't get the content that I typically push out there. But unfortunately, business does come first along with my family, and I had to make sure that all that stuff was taken care of. But again, we had a banner quarter. I actually just did numbers to pay taxes this afternoon, and we have had one of our best quarters probably in the last 3 or 4 years. So some of you, I thank you for that, and let's get into it. Today, we're going to cover natural diamond market, the lab-grown diamond market, and then the tariffs, which are going to be in effect April 9th for our industry and other industries, but I'm specifically speaking about the jewelry and diamond industry. So natural diamonds, have they stabilized? Yes, they have stabilized. Prices have stopped declining and now they're increasing just a tad. I think we saw a 1.4% bump in March. Looking forward to April, according to Rapaport. But along with that stabilization, there are some other things going on in the diamond market. There's a 77% plunge in profits from El Rosa. We also have got the Burgundy Diamond Mines reported of a $94.7 million loss, I believe, in 2024. That is substantial, almost $100 million. And also the high gold prices have played a little bit with the China market. And it'll be interesting to see what gold does through 2025. Maybe you don't know, but gold has hit its all-time high this first quarter. It had breached $3,000 a troy ounce. It's actually gone over that. I think 3140, somewhere in there was the high. And it's still floating about $3,000 a troy ounce, which is extremely high given, obviously, the market. So the natural diamond market, I don't think, and I've said this before, is going to make a full comeback pre-pandemic. We've lost about 46, give or take, % on the market as a whole, and we're slowly seeing it come back, but I don't think we're ever going to get back again to where the prices were, let's say year 2000, 2001, or 2021, 2020, 2021. I do think maybe they'll make a 15, maybe a 20% comeback, depending on what lab growns do over the next couple of years. That's the other thing, lab grown, because of the tariffs anyways. Lab growns have come down again. That wasn't surprising. I think we all predicted that the lab grown diamond market was going to come down, and it did. Prices have kind of stabilized there. I don't know how much further they're going to go because of cost of importing, which is now going to be a problem with the tariffs, cutting, polishing, and production. So we will see in the months to come what that looks like. The large retailers still have not caught on to the new price points. They're still charging very high retail margins on the lab-grown stuff. Matter of fact, a lot of consumers have pushed back because people like Signet Group and obviously, which is Zay's, Kale's, Jared's, they're still charging $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for 2-carat stones. As you know, you can pick them up in the marketplace for about $2,500 on average for a 2-carat. Some places that aren't as probably reputable are selling them cheaper. There's a lot of wholesalers now going direct to the public and giving the public wholesale prices, which I think a lot of these wholesalers are absolutely killing the market doing that, and it's a shame. There's no ethical standards there, and there should be. So lab growns, again, they've come down a little bit. We'll probably see those trend down a little bit more, and I think the naturals will come up a little bit. The tariffs. So I do see a report that as of April 9th, and I've actually got a window open. Hopefully it's still here. Yes, this is, I cannot confirm this. Apparently Reuters put this out. Reuters put this out. I'll give you the current tariffs or duty on these and then what they're going to be. So this is going to be, I believe, in effect April 9th, so in a couple days. Polished diamonds right now, there's no percentage of tariffs. It's projected to be 26% coming into the country. Gold jewelry, 5.5% to 7% currently, and that's going to go to 31 to 33%. Silver jewelry, so sterling, is at 5%, and it's going to continue to be probably 31%. Lab-grown diamonds, it's actually negative 5%. I don't understand if that's correct, and a negative 31% on the silver. Anyways, lab-grown diamonds, 0% right now. They're predicting 26%, so same as naturals. And then gemstone jewelry, negative 5% to 6%, negative 31 to 32%. So I don't understand that. I'm not really worried about the diamond side, not labs, but natural. Here's why. I saw a report 2 or 3 months ago that the U.S. is actually one of the largest exporter of cut polished stones. So what that means is we have a significant inventory and surplus of diamonds here between all the dealers and the recyclers like me and all the other competitors that are out there buying recycled diamonds and recirculating them into the marketplace. And I've always said about 90% of that inventory year to year gets recycled back in the marketplace, and is usually only about 10% that gets reintroduced from the roundtables at DeBeers and other organizations that have the buying. Obviously, those buying meetings where you go in, you're invited, and you buy rough goods. So I think sustainability through the tariffs, we're going to be fine. America's going to be fine. We have, I think, so many diamonds available that we're sitting on that we can make this work through this, depending on how long the tariffs are in place for. But I know our inventory has grown probably about 30-40%. We own a lot of goods that we typically don't own. And I think we did that unconsciously, but in preparation too for this type of stuff to happen. So I think we've got plenty of goods here in this country to not have to export or import goods, and we can kind of just stay safe and trade amongst ourselves. So that's really all that's happening. I don't want to say it's been quiet, but Martin Rapaport's obviously talked a lot about the lab-grown diamonds, how they're very destructive and they're synthetics and they're bad for the industry and you should be ashamed of yourself if you're a jeweler selling them. I want to hit on that because that kind of struck a nerve for me. We do retail here. We do all of it. We do wholesale, we do retail, we trade. But he said something about that jewelers shouldn't even be selling lab-grown diamonds. And maybe he doesn't have his finger on the pulse on the retail side. But here's the argument that I pose. It's difficult when you have a lot of the younger generation coming in and asking specifically for lab-grown diamonds. So to date, I can tell you over this first quarter of 2025, we are without a doubt selling 10 to 1. So we're selling 10 lab-grown diamonds to 1 natural. I don't want that. I didn't ask for that. And I'm certainly, our margins can be better on natural diamonds. I'd rather sell naturals, but that's not what consumers want. So we could either fail as a business by not giving consumers what they want, which I don't think Martin understands, because he's saying just don't sell them. If I just didn't sell lab-grown diamonds to consumers that wanted them, our business to date would probably drop 75% because that's what people want. So I'm not going to jeopardize my company and the 15-year standing that we've got in the diamond industry because of this disruption. It's no different than the lab-grown gemstone industry that came in and flooded the market, and there's space for both. Both have got different price points. Both have got pros and cons, depending on your buying power and your budget and whether you're a consumer or dealer. So I think eventually lab-growns are going to find their place and the market will level out. Again, I don't think naturals are going to ever rebound back to where they were. But that's all that I got. Again, I sincerely apologize to you guys for not pushing out more content. As I mentioned, we had a banner quarter. It has been phenomenal, and we're going to continue to grow even with the market change and the shift in the tariffs. So, hey, if there's a video topic you guys want to see from me, put a comment in the link or in the comments below. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't already done so. That does help me and motivate me to push out more content and deliver the stuff that you guys want. So as always, guys, I truly appreciate you watching. Happy New Year, a little late, and we'll see you on the next one.